All right, this is Obeid on behalf of V Electronics, and in this video, we'll be solving for cosine law. Okay, so we'll basically try to arrive at a cosine law, okay, given some unknown values. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw an oblique triangle on a quadrant. So let's say this is your quadrant over here. Okay, and this is your acute angle triangle. Okay, now remember, an oblique triangle basically means none of the three sides are equal. Okay, and your oblique triangle can either be an acute angle triangle, an angle that is less than 90 degrees, or it can be an obtuse angle triangle, okay, which is more than 90 degrees. Okay, so it can either be an acute angle triangle or an obtuse angle triangle. Okay, so more than 90 degrees over here. All right. So in order for us to solve for the acute angle triangle, okay, suppose this is side B over here. Okay, this is side C, and this is angle A. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to solve for all the three sides. Okay, so let's say this is B over here. Okay, this is A, and this is C. Now, if you've been given angle A, let's say angle is 45 degrees, and you know what um, side C is, let's say side C is 25 feet, okay, you can figure out this side over here, okay, as well as your imaginary side over here. This will be your H. Okay, so let's say this is H. The reason why we're drawing this imaginary line is because we don't have enough values for us to use sine law. Okay, remember sine law was A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. Okay, so A equals, or A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. All right, in order for you to solve for any one of these, you need the other three. Okay, which means if you look at this part over here, okay, if you need to solve for A or side A, you'll need angle A, side B, and angle B. If you need to solve for B, you will need, okay, your angle A, angle B, and side A. Okay, and likewise, you need to solve for angle B. Okay, this is your side B and side A. If you need to solve for angle B, you'll need your side B, okay, your side, well, side A over here and your angle A over here. Okay, so we don't have all the values to use sine law, as a result of which we have to draw an imaginary line, and this is your H. Okay, so first equation has to do with sine, cos, and tan, because this is now a right angle triangle since we drew an imaginary line. Okay, this is your right angle triangle. This is your acute angle. This is 90 degrees. Okay, and this is the difference between 180 and the sum of these two angles. All right, so equation number one, okay, you want to figure out what angle A is. In order for you to figure out what angle A is, okay, you can use your sine law. That is, if you knew what H and C were. Unfortunately, we don't know what H was. Okay, so angle A has been given for us. Okay, let's say angle is 45 degrees. So what we need to figure out is X. Okay, this is the unknown that we're solving for. This is the unknown side. All right, so we know that sine A, okay, this is sine A equals opposite over hypotenuse. Okay, so H over C. And we know that cos A equals adjacent over hypotenuse, so X over C. All right, so we know that X, this is solving for the unknown over here. This is X equals, okay, C. Okay, this is, okay, your side C into cos A. Okay, so C cos A. Okay, this is one of the equations. All right, and the second equation, we're trying to solve for H. Okay, so we know that H, okay, equals C sine A. All right, so H equals C sine A and X equals C cos A. Okay, so these are the two equations that we're looking at. All right, so now we want to find the third equation, and this has to do with this side over here. Okay, so we've solved for this triangle over here. We know the H, we know X. X is C cos A, H is C sine A, and we know what side C is, which is 25 feet. Okay, so in order for you to solve for this side over here, okay, as well as this side over here, you have to solve for this triangle. Okay, this is the second triangle. Okay, so we know that this is a right angle over here, which means you don't have to worry about this angle. Okay, and suppose that this angle has been given. Let's say this is 45 degrees as well. All right, just like this angle over here, which is 45 degrees. Okay, so now what you want to do is figure out what this side is over here. So we know that this side, okay, this is the opposite of angle B, which means that this side will be B. Okay, so we know that B minus X, okay, B minus X will give me this side over here. Okay, so this is B minus X. All right, and we know what this angle is over here. Okay, we know what H is. Okay, so H, if you look at this right angle triangle, H is basically C squared minus X squared. Okay, because if you use your Pythagorean theorem for the right angle triangle, okay, X squared plus C squared, excuse me, X squared plus H squared will be your C squared. Okay, so let's take another page over here. Okay, we have X squared plus H squared, X squared plus H squared equals C squared. All right, so if you look at this side, H squared plus X squared equals C squared. Okay, C squared being your hypotenuse. All right, so in order for you to figure out for H squared, we know that H squared equals C squared minus X squared. Okay, consider this equation number 4 or equation number 3. Okay, because the other one doesn't really count, D minus X. Okay, so say this is equation 4. Now, what you want to do is sub in the equation. Okay, so you want to solve for B minus X. Okay, so we know what H is, we know what A is, and you want to solve for B minus X. Okay, so Okay, this will be h squared plus b minus x squared equals a squared. Okay, so we know that b minus x squared, okay, so we know that b minus x squared will be a minus h squared. Okay, now we can try to find for a squared. So we know that a squared equals h squared plus b minus x squared. So h squared is c squared minus x squared. So this is c squared minus x squared. Okay, so c squared minus x squared equals, okay, plus b minus x squared equals a squared. Okay, so your a squared will be c squared minus x squared. Notice this is your incomplete quadratic equation. Okay, it is not in the form a squared plus bx minus c squared, or a squared plus bx plus c squared. Okay, so we can take this out of the bracket. This will be c squared minus x squared. Okay, plus this will be b squared. Okay, minus 2bx. All right, this will be 2bx. Okay, plus x squared. All right, so you can cancel out your x squares over here. Okay, so you will be left with a squared equals c squared. Okay, plus b squared minus 2bx. All right, so a squared equals c squared plus b squared minus 2bx. Okay, which means that we know what x is. Okay, x is basically c cos a. Okay, so a squared equals c squared plus b squared minus 2 into b, and this will be c cos a. All right, so this will be c cos a. All right, so again, this is your cosine law. Okay, you can even go ahead, okay, and simplify this. So let's say this is a squared equals c squared plus b squared. So c squared plus b squared minus 2bc cos a minus 2bc cos a. Okay, this is basically your cosine law. All right, so this is basically your cosine law. Okay, on behalf of V Electronics, this is Obey. Have yourself a great day.